soul ties. And are soul ties real? Soul ties are as real as you make it. We got some people, it might be you, who thinks that you're more stuck than you really are because you believe that your soul is attached to somebody in the past, as if you can't move on. I would dare suggest that a lot of the power of a soul tie is in what you make of it. It's in you thinking about my soul. That is so, you know how deep that is? Talking about your soul, this intangible, unseeable, invisible life force in you is tied to, literally tied to another person. That is so, y'all, be for real. We just over-spiritualize stuff so much. And it almost sounds romantic and it almost sounds soul tie. But there is a lot of that experience that is your emotional attachment, and it's what you're mentally thinking. Now you're flying out to Arizona trying to get people to chop cords off of you that you don't even know actually exist. Be for real, y'all. You doing a whole ayahuasca retreat. You going to Peru and be led on a spiritual journey to try to get yourself away from somebody that you might be able to just you could go to therapy. You trying to find those energetic, you kind of go to Arizona, I just need to get into one of those, a vortex. Like, you know how much of that is like a placebo effect? Matter of fact, you don't know. And that's the problem. That's the whole thing. You don't know how much of that is a placebo effect, that it's the action of getting rid of it that helps you to get rid of it. What if you made this not a whole soul tie, but an X? What if you made this about your unhealthy attachments to people who were emotionally available to you? What if it wasn't infinite part of you is somehow wrapped up in somebody from your past? What if you said, no, it's not? No, the hell it's not. I might have felt that way. I might have thought about it like that. My whole soul ain't tied to you, dummy. I'm sitting in here doing meditations, thinking about invisible cord connections. Now, listen, I've done that shit. And I believe that there's absolutely something to the mental, what you make of it in your mind, and being able to, in a way, like conceptualize that kind of emotional experience that you've had with somebody. And it helps to, in my opinion, make it visual, and in a way it feels more tangible. I sat right in that with a little blanket, been like, let me cut this cord. Let me get my whole life tied up, and I need help from the atmosphere to help me to do. But if that helps you, okay. But do I think it's real? Not necessarily. My thing about the soul tie thing was like, does it matter? Well, I think that you can make it a lot less intense by handling it in more of like a more of a rational way. And that can be restrictive, right? When it's like, if I don't cut this soul tie, I'm going to be stuck in this like karmic loop forever. No, the hell you're not. But if I tell myself that enough, yes, the hell I am. Now suddenly I'm in some karmic loop that I can't get rid of unless I enter into a spiritual vortex in Arizona on an ayahuasca retreat, vomiting my soul out, trying to release this invisible connection. Now suddenly it's that real. Anyway, a lot of these things can be really tied to like unhealthy attachments. Connections between that person and your mother, that person and your father, repeating patterns that were from your childhood. But I think that a lot of us can agree on, right? Whether you agree or with soul ties or not, or believe in them or not. I think what a lot of us can agree on is that when you are emotionally exposed to someone and physically exposed to someone, that will increase the connection that you have with somebody. If you want to call it a soul tie, have at it. But I could just call it attachment. Okay? I could just call it sex or intimacy. What I recommend, and I went on a whole thing about this, and I'll probably keep talking about it all through this year, just about protecting yourself physically and emotionally, and being more discerning and conscious about the decisions that you make about who you let into your space, physically, emotionally, and mentally, so that you don't have all of these excess attachments and emotional drains between you and these people that aren't actually committed to you and aren't actually sticking around. because that's going to be painful and problematic for anybody, regardless of your spiritual beliefs.